One of the most talked about issues in Formula One these days is what's happening with Red Bull. It looks like Perez's place on the team isn't as secure as we thought. If Red Bull considers replacing him, they'll need a strong alternative, especially since McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari have all made unexpected comebacks in performance recently. So, is Ricciardo the best choice to fill Perez's spot? And does this mean it could be Perez's last season, given the shareholders' recently revealed opinions? Sergio Perez has faced a lot of criticism for his recent performances. If he hadn't signed a 2-year contract extension, the negative buzz might not be as intense, but don't be fooled by the contract. Red Bull isn't as naive as they might seem. There are 2 clauses in the extension that could allow Red Bull to replace Perez with someone like Ricciardo, even in the middle of the season. Firstly, Perez shouldn't be trailing Verstappen by 100 points in the Drivers' Championship. Secondly, the gap between them shouldn't be more than 5 positions. Currently, Perez is at risk of falling to 8th place because Mercedes has made significant improvements, increasing their competitiveness. Interestingly, though Ricciardo is a strong contender to replace Perez, he won't easily secure that spot. Ricciardo will be evaluated over the next 2 races before the summer break. If he delivers outstanding performances or continues his upward trend, he may have a greater chance of claiming the Red Bull seat. Even Marco mentioned that Ricciardo's promotion to the senior Red Bull team would only happen if he exceeds their expectations by performing exceptionally well. This situation hasn't gone as Ricciardo hoped, and he has expressed doubts about securing the Red Bull seat, focusing instead on his future with Racing Bulls. The story took a sharp turn recently, with a series of poor performances from Perez making the Austrian team realise they had hit rock bottom. The biggest issue for them now is not having a driver who can match Verstappen, which is a glaring weakness in both the Constructors' and potentially the Drivers' Championship. Christian Horner has admitted to this problem. He explained that they extended Perez's contract to ease the pressure on him, subtly revealing that they knew Perez's performance didn't quite merit the extension, but they went easy on him because of his struggles. When asked whether the contract extension happened too soon, Horner responded candidly, stating that such decisions are not for public scrutiny. At the time, signing Perez seemed logical, but the racing world demands results. They believe the contract might boost Perez's performance, and Horner acknowledged that Perez is working hard to step up his game in this unforgiving sport. No one has been as straightforward as Horner about maintaining his position, and he candidly stated that a driver of Perez's level cannot keep going without scoring points with the RB20. Because of this, a replacement might come much sooner than expected. It will be fascinating to watch if Red Bull is ready to give up the significant funding they receive from Telmex, which is the main reason Perez still has his seat. This could show the F1 world that Red Bull values performance over sponsorship. Equally intriguing is the idea of Ricciardo replacing Perez, even though the Aussie hasn't had the best run in the sport lately. In fact, Helmut Marko has publicly criticised Ricciardo, despite his 8-race wins, making his future with Racing Bulls uncertain. The team, based in Faenza, Italy, seems eager to return to their roots with young and competitive drivers, and it appears that Ricciardo doesn't quite fit their vision, despite his valuable feedback that has steered the team in a good direction. For Ricciardo, the key priority is to keep improving his driving skills, and the upcoming 2 races will be really important for the 8-time race winner. When speaking more about this, Ricciardo shared, "My biggest frustration is the inconsistency. It's frustrating because I know I can do this incredibly well, so how can I ensure I do it consistently? If I can, I'll be in a great place. But overall, it's more positive than negative. There might come a time when I can't perform as well, but I prefer these occasional off days to struggling all the time. Since the Monaco race, a few things have shifted for me. I was puzzled, feeling prepared for the race weekend, but not seeing the results I was expecting. With support from my team, I worked on figuring out what I could change to improve things. Additionally, there's one thing that both Ricciardo and Perez have in common, and that's their marketing appeal. This situation keeps these drivers in their seats, even when others, like De Vries, might have been shown the door much sooner. Take Gasly's case in 2019, for example. He was demoted halfway through the season despite being 6th in the Drivers' Championship with a less competitive car than what Perez has now. So it's clear that Perez's contract with Red Bull isn't as secure as it seems. Helmut Marko has been quite open about this, hinting that there are many changes coming to the Austrian team mid-season. Speaking about Perez's contract, Marko mentioned that all Formula One contracts have exit clauses, especially for top drivers, usually based on performance criteria. As I mentioned before, we'll be evaluating all the drivers during the summer break before making any decisions. We shouldn't overlook how well Liam Lawson fits into the picture. If Ricciardo moves up to Red Bull and shows he has what it takes to be the ideal second driver, Lawson is expected to replace him. However, Lawson's first test with Red Bull at Silverstone wasn't particularly thrilling. This scenario offers Perez a bit of hope for his contract with Red Bull, since the team is handling these decisions very carefully. They've learned from past experiences that overhyping a driver can backfire, as happened with Nick de Vries after his impressive debut in 2022. Right now, Lawson has a strong track record, having scored 2 points and consistently outperformed Tsunoda. In 3 out of 5 races as teammates during his debut in Singapore, he finished in 9th place, earning 2 crucial points for a team that desperately needed them. This impressive performance has made Lawson a notable figure, attracting the interest of outside teams like Audi. If Red Bull were to let the 22-year-old Kiwi driver go, Audi would likely seize the opportunity to tap into his skills. Red Bull, however, is determined to keep Lawson, especially with the looming uncertainty surrounding Max Verstappen. Rumours link the 3-time world champion to a potential move to Mercedes, a team gradually proving they could offer what he needs. Red Bull wants to secure Lawson as a strong backup. Regarding Lawson's tests, one at Silverstone and another planned for Imola later this year, Christian Horner stated they had been scheduled well in advance. They've been planned for a couple of months now, Horner explained. Liam is our test and reserve driver. That's what he does for a living. So, considering everything we've talked about, do you think Ricciardo will land the Red Bull spot, pushing Perez out and giving Lawson a chance to race with the team? This would be one of the biggest changes in the sport's history. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.